And keep in mind, he's been fighting with Matt Walsh for a while. Like, this hasn't been something that just started the last couple of days. If you remember, I think it was initially when that shooting happened, like last month or something like that, and Querwin got really upset with Matt Walsh because he inferred that, the shooter was trans, and there's like, oh, so you just try to say that it's trans for clicks going on, and it turned out it actually was a trans shooter, and then he had to humiliate essentially downplay his whole position after trying to start a fight with Walsh. I mean, these two have been going at it for a while. This didn't just start over like the last couple of days or anything like that.
But like that's what John said. Like, that's the Quartering's MO. He always picks fights, and then he goes, "Oh, let me scale it back real quick. Hold on, let me take a more like reasonable position. Do you want to debate this?" And it's like, you're so full of it.
He also does the I don't like the infighting, but I mean, and then he's the worst out of everybody.
Clearly does. Yeah, he starts it all the time.
See, adjacent fighting.
Adjacent fighting.
I like how he the other part about his I don't like the infighting part about this was he also made sure to go, I'm not a conservative. Okay, well then is it infighting then? Because
he contradicts himself a lot. Because we'll get to this. There's a tweet here where he literally says he's trying to like influence conservatives.
Yeah, what wasn't the Quartering just fighting with like Tim Pool like 2 months ago too? Like, wasn't that a thing?
He was.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, so he's been spiraling. In other words,
yeah, right below this. There we go, right here. So in response to, he probably just clipped this section from the video. Again, we skipped to the part where he was actually doing his kind of actual breakdown of the video games and stuff like this. But he did mention the Quartering here. And this is what the Quartering had to initially say. He clipped like he did a 25-second clip, I guess, of it. And he was like, wild take, Matt. I am not conservative, nor have I ever claimed to be recruiting for them. Comparing our numbers is weird. You were not mentioned in this tweet. It was about the right. That's why I didn't say Matt Walsh. Seems kind of sensitive and pointless infighting. But remember, so this is a lie because he did literally mention Matt's name in that subtweet that we talked about, I guess, almost an hour ago now. But he does indeed mention him. So he's clearly lying here. He was talking about him. He did mention him. So let's keep going.
Put the brandy down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by name specifically. He wasn't like, oh, the Daily Wire people or anything. He straight up says Matt.
He said Matt. He said Matt. Like, he literally says Matt. I mean, and then we'll get to this in the video. He literally said, he admits that he was talking about Matt Walsh. So it's not another Matt that we don't know about.
Yeah, look, Quartering is very dangerously close to becoming the next Ethan Ralph for all the wrong reasons. He needs to dial it back.
He goes on and says, I'm not interested in infighting, but I am allowed to respond to this nonsense. Best of luck, Matt. Daily Wire is doing great things. Nobody is questioning that, but this feels like a stretch. Okay, it's fair to point out that it's not technically infighting, but we do fight for about 85% of the same things in adjacent fighting because he doesn't want to label himself conservative because his YouTube channel will probably absolutely tank if he does indeed probably label himself that because YouTube will censor him.
You're muted again.
Yeah, I know I was muted. No, it's because he knows that if he takes a side, he can't do the stupid fence sitting anymore. He can't continue needling to the biggest audience possible.
All right, so let's continue.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
So he's literally saying, Matt, you're wrong. And so it's like, so Walsh like responds and says, come on, man, stand by your word. You tweeted that at the exact moment that people were digging up old tweets of mine about video games. Everyone knows who you were talking about. Not only like was, I guess he's trending at this time, but he clearly mentions him by name. He says Matt. And so the Quartering here is lies again. This is what, like lie number 3. He says, you're wrong and still deflecting. Why are you so sensitive? My point was about the right, not understanding culture and dismissing things like video games and anime to their own detriment. If you took that personal, that's more of a you issue, but except you literally like mentioned him by name. like clearly.
You called him out.
Yeah. Like, why are you not expecting him to like respond when you were clearly criticizing him? That's usually how things work. If someone calls someone out, they usually respond back. All right. He doubled down again. I guess, I mean, we're at quadruple now, right? So then Walsh like says, you mentioned me by name. It's like, because he did. I know your whole gig is to start drawing with people with bigger platforms, but I really think you should consider generating content another way. or at least if you're going to stay on this strategy, stop with the passive aggressive stuff. It's lame.
That
And
like
then
I actually think that's a really good
100%
swing.
true.
Like I love
100%
that
true.
that kind of swing where it's like, okay, if you're gonna be like this, but do it well. Like be good at it.
Yeah. So he says, Matt, I did not mention you. You did. You literally said Matt. Like you mentioned him. I don't know. Does he believe his own lies? Like, come on, man. Have some self-awareness that you did
like
indeed.
it was your
mention his
second to
name.
last tweet before this one. Like
Yeah. I did not mention you. I was clarifying to people who thought it was you, that it was in fact not. That's not true. That's literally not what the tweet reads. There you go, relying on numbers again to try and win an argument. If you want to play that game, I suggest revealing how much Daily Wire pays to promote your content per month. So now we're just getting into the muck
swinging.
here.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, we're just into the muck now, and
I'm
they've
more
completely
popular than you.
abandoned
Yeah,
any
okay.
kind of actual pretense
discussion.
about any kind of like having a legitimate debate or argument about the topic. And then so like he continues here, he's like, I guess people are criticizing him for clout chasing, rightfully so, because it's clearly what he's doing.
That is what you do.
And he's like, I'm not playing with this take it to the DMs crap. And people claiming I am clout chasing. I do just fine. Second of all, I tried to. Over 2 months ago, 0 replies. Hate to break it to you. Matt Walsh is the one doing this in public for clout, not me. Go whine to him about being a drama queen. And so like he's trying to say like he messaged him, I guess, in March
But
about something.
that's not
Who knows what
even an
this is
excuse.
about?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's not about this topic. Did you reach out to Matt about this, like the topic you're having right now? No, you idiot. You took it public like you do every fight because you want that attention.
And I can personally say that I did try and reach out to the quartering in private. He actually did respond to me, and he didn't want to have any kind of actual learning or debate and decided to go public. And so it went public, and then he deleted those tweets literally like the next day because he clearly knew that he was in the wrong. So again, as Spencer said, this is kind of his MO, and I've actually been personally subject to it.
We are victims. Donate to our fund.
He goes on and says, I love how Matt gets to crapster and be a drama queen all he wants, make videos from some high horse and act all offended about a tweet that wasn't even about him, except it was. And nobody says he's being a drama queen. My replies, however, are full of people telling me to let it go, but not him, yada, yada, yada. I mean, again, he's still just lying. I mean, the guy's just constantly lying.
It's called spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
Flailing.
Okay. So this again, like, remember how he said he's not conservative? Like, what is he trying to do here then? I hope to change conservatives with huge platforms' minds about culture like video games and anime. Like, I don't understand.
I think
why? Why would you do that?
I can
What's the point?
Just to stop this sort of like extremism. I think
why would he care
this
though?
is the only point I will give to Jeremy. That's what it reads to me, where he's like, I'm just trying to get conservatives to stop lashing out at a medium they're like not they're not trying to understand.
But why does he care? Who cares?
Because it affects everything. It affects. I mean,
because
politics.
because it affects his coffee brand coffee, John. It's not that hard to figure out.
Like I know I'm speaking from way more of a real position than the quartering ever will, but like to me, it's about supporting the medium, keeping the medium alive. Because the more you have people going, "Oh, I hate this. I don't even want to address it." Well, how does that affect media bans in the future or content rating? Like that's where I'm like, I want everybody to just accept video games are fine and move on to a new topic. Because like, I'm not a conservative either, but if the conservative movement wants to win the younger people, they have to stop completely writing off every single thing they do.
Okay.
Should I get some coffee brown coffee? It's $18 for.
I can get you some dirt for $2.
Well, I mean, he literally just ate
12 ounces.
shit coffee not too long ago, so dirt's probably a step up.
I'm looking at the value of this versus the cat poop coffee.
Are you still doing that like weird California commie diet?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yes and no. I now have added chicken and fish to it for the next 7 more days.
The fact that you have food means it's not a commie diet.
You need to do the you need to do Miller's diet. He's got it right. He's basically doing
I feel
full
great.
carnivore.
I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. Yeah. It's really like, yeah. It's great. I did a hard workout this morning, but I am looking at coffee brand coffee because like I might like do a new segment thing where I just like try these coffees and like should I try the quartering stuff? I don't really want to give them money though. Like, what do I do?
I don't know. Find someone else to buy it, I guess. I don't know. And then you can taste it.
I'm sure there's got to be somebody in our
it's
sphere,
true.
who has some of it.
Cider.
Yeah, right. Show your coffee.
So then he says to dismiss it or in many cases demonize it is to actively reject millions of potential Republican voters who might not see themselves as, quote, conservative. So he's now like he wants to recruit people to the Republican Party. I'm like so confused.
I know that is, I don't understand
what he's trying to actually accomplish here. It's very like bizarre to me. Anyways, like what do you make of this? Like he wants to change conservative people with conservative big huge platforms minds about video games and anime, but then he wants to make them Republican voters. I'm like,
yeah, like that's where it gets disingenuous for me, because he's all of a sudden going, oh, I don't care about that, but this is why I'm arguing for it. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're just trying to get a dig in on Walsh, and you'll do it any way you can.